Hello everyone, my name is Aklil Tasfaldat and this video is about chapter 3 podcast review. And from the 3 podcast options, I choose the option number 1, minor authorities, and question number 1, what general terms about humanity, the global village that this podcast episode illustrates. This podcast episode illustrates about respecting every student treated as an equal participant in school decisions. Also, it illustrates about learning through experience. Not authority students can learn about fairness, conflict, and consequence by living through them, not by being punished or lectured. Question number 2. What lessons can students of intercultural communication learn from this podcast? Students of intercultural communication can learn from this podcast respecting and listening across different ages and backgrounds, must listen, debate, and compromise with one another. Also, they can learn about inclusion and sharing power, which means not just inviting diverse people into your space, but actually sharing decision making and leadership. Question number 3. How did this podcast episode help you to understand the perception, self-identity, cultural context of the people in this episode? This episode helped me to understand that the students saw themselves not just as learners, but as active decision makers and equal members of their school community. This perception of authority and responsibility makes them different from the traditional student's role, and this shaped their self-identity as capable, respected individuals who had a say in how their world functions, even at a younger age. Question number 4. How might you respond or feel if you were involved in this story? Choose one character or group related for these questions. If I was involved in this story, I think I would relate to the students. At first, I might struggle with the idea that there are no teachers telling me exactly what to do. But over time, I think I would start to feel confidence. Having the chance to speak up in meeting, helping me make rules and participate in real decision making would make me feel respected and trusted. Question number 5. In what year was the podcast published, and how might that historical context have impacted the way in which the story was told? The podcast published in January 14, 2011. The historical context helped frame the school as part of governing movement for educational reform and social change. It also helped highlighted students' voice. It also helped to highlight students' voices, letting them explain how they made decisions and handle discipline. Question number 6. Who is the reporter who created this episode? And how might the reporter's background have impacted the way in which the story was told? The reporter is Julian Gunter. Because she works as often in Center on Youth Empowerment and Alternative Education System, it gives her deep understanding how young people can shape their own narratives and portraying them as capable decision makers, not subjects of observation. And that's it.